Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Today we're doing table enabled Simon Sadi Zion and Shulchan Aruch 97. Continuing Hilchos Tefillah, Shlo Yigahik, V'Lo Yifahik, B'Shas Tefillah, talking about burping and yawning in the middle of Tefillah. Allah says, Lo Yigahik, Motzi Migufa Lepiv Neficha Mitoch Savo. You belch, you burp after you eat. Lo Yifahik, Botech Pilah Tzir Ruach HaPer, you yawn. Right? You're very tired. You shouldn't do these things. You should try. Some of these things are against your will. You can't do anything about it. You should try not to do this in the middle of tefillah because these things are not appropriate to do in front of a king. If you have to yawn, you can't control it. At least you should put your hand on it so it doesn't look as bad. The Ramah says, you shouldn't put your hand on your chin. It's kind of arrogant to do that. Put your hand on your chin while you're talking. So you shouldn't do that in the middle of tefillah. Beis also loruk. You're not supposed to spit in the middle of your Shmona Esrei. If there's phlegm that comes into your mouth and you have to spit, the Gemara says you should try to spit into your clothing so that it shouldn't be seen. He's someone who's a delicate type of person, a luxurious type of person. You can't see something disgusting. To know that your spit is in your clothing is pretty disgusting. Then you can turn your head backwards and spit backwards. Because technically, we will assume the Shekhinah, we'll see in a second, is in front of you. The Ramah says, you can't spit backwards. Zorkol is smolo. You should spit to your left side. You mean not to your right side. Kolshkin lefan of the Asr, the Tosos, says, and certainly not in front of you, but you assume the Kadosh Baruch was in front of you. So the Ramah asks a question. When you end Shemona Esrei, you take 3 steps back. You're supposed to bow to Hashem. So you assume Hashem is not standing in front of you. You're not standing in the back of Hashem. Hashem's front is towards you. If Hashem were a person, he's in front of you. So his right hand side is opposite your left hand side. So therefore you bow first to the left hand side, which is a stronger side. The right hand side is the stronger side of Hashem. So why here are you spitting to the left side? That's the stronger position of Hashem, the right hand side of Hashem. Yesh Lomer, why it's a different Tam came on the Olam Al Yard the Shekhinah Lamata Masar. The Gemara in Sukkah says that Shekhinah never went beneath 10 tefachim from the ground. Even though you thought it was opposite, it's not really there. And therefore, when it comes to spitting, you go after the mispal, the person who's davening. So therefore, you spit to your weak side, left side. When you take 3 steps backwards, it's hard to understand, but he's saying the makom of your tefillah, even though Hashem's not there, but his shechina is in the makom tefillah. Hashem is around that area, and therefore you have to be concerned about the shechina then, because that's the makom tefillah. You're leaving your makom tefillah. And therefore you bowed first to the left side. Even though Hakadosh Baruch is not there, but in a certain aspect, his shechina is above you. It's there in that area. So therefore, by your makom tefillah, when it comes to leaving the makom tefillah, you first accord honor to the right side of Hashem, which is your left side. Gimel in Kina al Katzo. I'm going to talk more about understanding a different answer to the Shema's question. It's an interesting question that Ramah asked. I'm going to answer a different answer, which I think makes a lot more sense to me. Gimel. Let's say you have a kina, lice literally means, or something, a bug or something like that that's biting you. So you try to kill it with your clothing. Take it with your hand. It's kind of disgusting in front of Hashem. This only applies while you're davening. If you're not davening, there's no halacha. It's not disgusting to throw it in shul. They're on the floor. In Nishmat talis mkomo, you're wearing a talis presumably when you're davening, at least shachris. Even if moreover the talis, the Mishnah says, fell off of you, you're still able to put it back on. If it entirely fell, even though it's in your hand, Mishnah says, to go ahead and put it over your shoulders, that's considered a hefsek. It's like saying, Hashem, wait a little bit of time until I put my talis back on, and then I'll continue davening. It's disrespectful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hey, I know say Masoy Akseifa V'giz Manatfila. You're carrying something on your shoulders, right? Now, usually you don't carry things on your back, but it's talking about relevance. It's talking about when you're wearing a knapsack. People wear knapsacks all the time. So if it's less than arba kabin, it doesn't weigh that much. Arba kabin is, I don't know, like a kilo, 2 kilos, not so much. So therefore you can keep it on your back. It's a very heavy knapsack. You're going camping with a knapsack. Put it on the ground because it's gonna ruin your kavana. It's gonna vatal your kavana. You can't concentrate on your tefillah because it's heavy on your back. You're not able to focus on the tefillah, so therefore you have to put it on the ground and then daven. Stay tuned for Ian Talina where I talk about this question the Rama asks in Sif Beis, in Halacha Beis, a different answer based on my understanding of tefillah coming up next.